Many people still think that to start a business, you need a big store, an office full of employees, or a huge initial investment. But Robert Kiyosaki always taught that the secret lies in building assets that generate cash flow. And the digital world has opened doors like never before. Today, with little money, anyone can start an online business and turn it into a source of recurring income. Think, for example, of a niche e-commerce. It's not necessary to compete with giants that sell everything, but rather choose a specific product and solve a real pain point for people. It can be something simple like pet accessories, differentiated kitchen utensils, or even products related to health and wellness. The initial investment is low, often limited to a virtual platform and a small inventory. Another powerful opportunity is info products, such as digital courses, ebooks, and online training. Imagine transforming years of experience into material that can be sold repeatedly without having to produce it again. This type of asset fits perfectly with Kiyosaki's philosophy. You work once, and then cash flow keeps coming in. Additionally, there's the affiliate marketing model, where you don't need to create your own product. You promote other people's or companies' products and receive commission for each sale made. This eliminates practically all production risk and still allows you to start with almost zero capital. The great differential of online businesses is scalability. Unlike a physical store, where you only serve nearby customers, on the internet you can sell to all of Brazil and even the world. It's like having a store open 24 hours a day, without needing to be present all the time. However, it's important to understand that even being low cost, these businesses require discipline, constant learning, and entrepreneurial mindset. Money doesn't appear overnight, but those who have patience and apply the right principles can build a solid asset capable of supporting the family and even being passed on to the next generations. This is the first hidden place where few are truly investing, but which can become one of the most powerful assets of your life. If this content is making sense to you, please like and subscribe to the channel. This way, you support our work and ensure you won't miss the next videos. Now let's go to a field that few have the courage to enter, but that can completely transform the financial life of those who know how to choose well: startups. Startups are small, innovative companies that are just beginning, but that carry an idea capable of changing an entire market. Think of companies like Uber, Airbnb, or iFood. They all started small, often in a garage, and today are worth billions. Imagine those who believed in them at the beginning, when no one took them seriously. These people multiplied their money in an unbelievable way. But here's the central point that Kiyosaki always reinforces. Financial education is needed to take intelligent risks. Investing in startups is not the same as leaving money in savings. There are uncertainties and not all succeed. But precisely because few see this opportunity, the return potential is much greater. There are several ways to participate. Equity crowdfunding platforms, where you can invest small amounts in promising projects and become a partner in a company that can grow exponentially. Innovation investment clubs, which bring together people with the same goal of betting on new ideas. Or even supporting local businesses that have an innovative model, something different from the traditional. The key is to choose wisely. Analyze the market, the company's proposal, and the founder's vision. It's risky, but it's in this calculated risk that lies the possibility of multiplying your capital several times. Few people look at this, but those who can have patience and vision may be investing in the next market giant. When we think about investments, most people immediately remember stocks, real estate, or even savings. But almost no one looks at something that's in front of our eyes every day: agriculture. Robert Kiyosaki always says that the most powerful assets are those that generate continuous cash flow and meet a basic need of society. And what could be more essential than food? We all need to eat, and that's why investing in sustainable agricultural projects can be a goldmine for the future. Today, there are opportunities that go far beyond large farms. We're talking about urban gardens, small properties focused on organic foods, agroecology systems that preserve the environment while ensuring constant production. The demand for healthy foods grows every year, and consumers are willing to pay more for quality and origin. Investing in this sector can happen in several ways. Participating in agricultural cooperatives where small investors finance production and receive part of the profits. Buying fertile land in strategic areas, appreciating over time and generating income through leasing. Supporting organic or agroecological production projects, which in addition to being profitable, have very strong social and environmental appeal. The differential here is that this type of investment doesn't depend only on market cycles, but on an eternal necessity: food. Those who enter this sector with a long-term vision can build a solid asset that generates income and still contributes to a healthier and more sustainable future. Few are looking at this opportunity, but those who see it early will be ahead when this movement becomes mainstream. When we talk about digital assets, many people think only of cryptocurrencies. But there's a still little explored universe, which Robert Kiyosaki would call the new real estate of the virtual world, real digital assets. Here we include, for example, utility NFTs. Unlike those speculative images that became famous, these NFTs have practical functions. They can guarantee lifetime access to a course, be permanent tickets to exclusive events, or even represent participation in a project. It's like having a digital deed that gives you real rights within a community or business. Another powerful field is copyrights and royalties. Today, it's already possible to invest in music, digital books, photographs, or films, and receive a portion every time the work is used or sold. Imagine earning every time a song is played on streaming platforms without having to be the artist. This transforms intellectual property into passive income source. Exactly the type of asset that Kiyosaki recommends seeking. Additionally, there are platforms that allow buying shares of digital works or even audiovisual productions, democratizing something that was previously restricted to large investors. This market is still new and therefore carries risks. But it's precisely there that the opportunity lies. Those who enter early are the ones who reap the most fruits when the sector matures. In the future, owning digital rights will be as common as having a house deed today. Very few people are taking advantage of this path, but those who understand before that these digital real estate can generate recurring income will have a huge advantage. Most people, when they think about investing in real estate, immediately imagine buying a house, an apartment, or land. But Kiyosaki always emphasizes, what matters is not having real estate, but assets that generate cash flow without trapping you. That's where international real estate funds come in, an opportunity that almost no one takes advantage of. Instead of spending a fortune buying real estate in Miami, Lisbon, or Paris, you can invest in funds that pool capital from various investors to acquire large developments abroad. Thus, with a much smaller amount, you become a participant in shopping malls, hospitals, logistics warehouses, and commercial buildings in some of the world's most stable markets. The great benefit is diversification. While Brazil's economy may fluctuate, these funds allow your money to be protected in more solid economies, such as the United States, Europe, or even growing Asian countries. Additionally, many pay periodic returns in dollars or euros, which means creating an income source in strong, highly valued currencies. Another advantage is liquidity. Unlike a physical property, which can take months to sell, real estate fund shares can be traded quickly in the market, giving more flexibility to the investor. Few people look abroad, but those who understand the value of exposing themselves to global markets realize they're putting money to work in safer and at the same time more profitable territories. This is a discreet, accessible, and powerful path for those seeking passive income and wanting to protect their wealth against local crises. When we talk about franchises, many people immediately think of large fast food chains or stores that are already spread everywhere. But there are smaller niche franchises that offer a unique opportunity for those who want to invest in something already tested with less risk and still enter growing markets. Robert Kiyosaki always reinforces those who start small but choose well can build assets that multiply over time. And that's exactly what happens with niche franchises. Instead of betting on giant businesses, you can invest in more specific and promising areas, such as health and wellness, aesthetic clinics, compact gyms, or preventive health services. This sector grows because people are increasingly concerned with quality of life. Technology and innovation. Franchises that offer digital solutions, cell phone assistance, or even online security support. It's a modern market in full expansion. Delivery and specialized food. Small, healthy food businesses, fitness meal boxes, or even vegan products. Sectors that serve well-defined and loyal niches. The greatest differential of a franchise is that the model has already been tested and approved. You don't start from scratch. You receive training, support, and already validated strategies. This greatly reduces the chances of beginner errors and accelerates return on investment. Of course, you need to choose carefully. Analyze the contract, fees, and especially the sector's growth potential. But for those seeking a path between security and innovation, niche franchises can transform into extremely lucrative assets. This is, without a doubt, the most underestimated investment of all. Many people believe that investing is just putting money in stocks, real estate, or opening a business. But Robert Kiyosaki always made it clear, the greatest asset you can have is your own mind. If you don't have financial knowledge, any money you earn will slip through your hands. How many times have we seen people who received an inheritance, won the lottery, or even achieved high salaries, and a few years later were in debt? This happens because without financial intelligence, there is no lasting wealth. Knowledge is the only asset that cannot be stolen, lost, or destroyed by an economic crisis. Investing in financial education and personal development means reading books that open the mind to new possibilities, like the classics of finance and entrepreneurial mindset. Participating in courses and mentoring which shorten years of trial and error, bringing shortcuts from those who have already walked the path. Learning new skills, whether in technology, communication, or management, that increase your ability to generate income in any area. Every dollar invested in knowledge multiplies in ways that are invisible at first, but powerful over time. You learn to control expenses, invest more safely, understand opportunities that would previously go unnoticed. This generates confidence that transforms not only your finances, but also your personal life. Kiyosaki calls this financial intelligence, the ability to make money work for you in any market. And the truth is that without it, all other investments on the list become fragile. Think of it this way. While a car loses value, a cell phone becomes outdated, and even real estate can depreciate. Knowledge never depreciates. On the contrary, it accumulates and grows, opening doors that previously seemed impossible. That's why investing in yourself is, in practice, the most powerful asset of all. Few people take this seriously, but those who prioritize learning are always one step ahead and end up reaping much greater fruits in the coming years. If there's a sector that will define the future of the global economy, that sector is renewable energy. While many are still stuck in traditional forms of investment, like real estate or stocks, few realize that the real gold of tomorrow is in projects that harness the power of the sun, wind, and even water. Robert Kiyosaki teaches that we should invest in assets linked to irreversible trends, and energy transition is exactly that, inevitable. The whole world is changing. Countries are gradually abandoning fossil fuels and investing billions in clean alternatives. The good news is that, even as small investors, we can also participate in this movement. The opportunities are diverse: residential or community solar energy projects. Increasingly, families and communities unite to install solar panels and reduce costs. Many of these projects allow financial participation in exchange for a part of the savings or even extra income. Wind energy companies, wind turbine parks are multiplying in strategic regions, and stocks or funds linked to this sector are already accessible to common investors. Innovations in batteries and energy storage, a rapidly growing field, which will be essential to sustain the energy revolution. The great differential of this sector is that it unites two powerful forces: profitability and purpose. It's not just making money, it's making money while building a better future. It's a type of investment that grows in financial value and moral value because it connects wealth to positive impact. And because it's still a new field, there's room for those with vision. Most people will only realize the strength of this market when it's already consolidated. And at that point, the biggest gains will have already gone to those who entered before. Investing in renewable energy is planting today to harvest tomorrow. It's transforming sun and wind into assets that pay bills, generate income, and still guarantee sustainability for the next generations. Few people think about this, but land is one of the most valuable and scarce assets on the planet. Robert Kiyosaki always highlighted that real estate can generate wealth, but raw land in strategic locations has even greater power of appreciation. After all, while factories can be built and demolished, while companies are born and disappear, land remains there, and its demand only increases as cities grow. The great secret is to look at where growth will still happen. Normally, common investors buy land only in already consolidated regions, where prices are high and the space for appreciation is small. But intelligent investors look for smaller cities, expanding neighborhoods, or areas near major infrastructure works, such as highways, ports, shopping centers, or universities. Imagine an interior city that receives a new airport. Land that was previously worth almost nothing can multiply in value in a few years, or a distant neighborhood that starts receiving new condominiums, schools, and commerce. Those who bought early reap extraordinary returns. Another advantage is that land requires little maintenance. Unlike houses and buildings, you don't need to spend on constant renovations or repairs. The simple fact of waiting for time to act can transform this asset into a true long-term savings, only with much greater appreciation potential. Of course, it's essential to do careful analysis, verify documentation, land legality, and regional growth plans. But when the choice is well made, this type of investment can transform into solid wealth for the entire family. Land is a limited asset. No one manufactures more, and that's why those who have vision to buy in the right places before the boom may be guaranteeing wealth for several generations. Many people believe that the best opportunities are only in large, already consolidated markets. But there's a little explored space that grows silently: emerging economies. These are sectors and regions within the country itself or in neighboring markets that are still developing, but that present great appreciation potential. Instead of looking only at what's already famous, intelligent investors look for smaller companies in sectors that are starting to gain strength, such as local technology, renewable energy, agribusiness, or infrastructure. Businesses that today seem small can transform into giants in a few years, and those who enter early participate in this appreciation. Another path is sector ETFs linked to growing economies. They allow investing in several companies at the same time, reducing risk and increasing chances of capturing gains from expanding sectors. There are also opportunities in strong currencies linked to countries that are opening their markets, or even in funds that explore new industrial and technological hubs. It's like planting in fertile soil. It takes time, but growth tends to be much more accelerated than in already mature markets. The key point here is mentality. While many avoid what isn't yet popular, investors who understand Kiyosaki's principles know that it's precisely in these less explored places that the greatest capital multiplications hide. Emerging economies are not about fashion, but about vision. Those who see before the masses can build wealth in spaces that almost no one is taking advantage of now. We've reached the end of this journey through the 6 places to invest now that almost no one takes advantage of. Notice how each one follows the same principle that Robert Kiyosaki always teaches. Build assets that generate cash flow, diversify, and be where few have the courage to be. We talked about low-cost digital businesses, startups, sustainable agriculture, digital assets, international real estate funds, niche franchises, financial education, renewable energy, strategic land, and even emerging economies. Each topic shows that there are paths beyond the obvious, options that don't appear in common conversations, but that can transform the financial life of those with long-term vision. The most important thing is to understand that it's not just about investing money, but also investing in mentality and knowledge. Without this, any asset is lost, but with discipline and strategy, even the smallest steps can multiply into great results. Now I want to speak directly to you. If this content helped you see new opportunities, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share with someone who needs to hear this today. This way, you strengthen our community and ensure you won't miss the next content that can open your financial vision even more. Thank you for your company until here. May you have wisdom to choose your investments and courage to act, because the financial future begins with the decisions you make today.